Hello, welcome to the notes for 3-2 Solving Systems of Inequalities by Graphing. Since we're graphing today, if you have graphing paper, that would be helpful, and then also if you have different colored pencils or pens or different colors of writing utensils, that would be beneficial for today. Okay, so when we are graphing inequalities, remember that we have the solid or the dashed line, and then also we have shading involved. When we're solving inequalities, our shaded area where both of these are shaded, that is our solution area. So for the first one, y is greater than 2x minus 4. This line should be a dashed line. And then we should also shade above. Make sure that it is in y equals mx plus b first, or y something mx plus b. So then I would find my y-intercept at -4, -1, -2, -3, -4. And really this should be an open circle since it is just greater than and not or equal to. So I'm going to put that is an open circle. And then up 2 over 1, another open circle. Up 2 over 1, another open circle. Up 2 over 1. And then just continue that. Or down 2 over 1 to the left. Okay, so these open circles, I put open circles because it's just greater than. It can't be equal to these points. So it's like that, and then I'm going to draw a dashed line between all of these points. Okay, so there we are. The second one, I'll do in red, has a less than or equal to, so that is a solid line, shaded below. So since this is solid, all my points would be closed circles. So right here, point at 3, 1, 2, 3. And then my slope is -1/2, so down 1, right 2, and close. Down 1, right 2. Or up 1, left 2. And then this would be a solid line. Okay, now with the shading. For the first one, the blue line, it was shaded above. So I would technically shade all of this area. Let me turn that blue. I would shade all of this area because that is above that line. For the red, we're going to shade below this red line, so that would be all of this would be shaded, because that's below the red line. Now where they're shaded together at the same time, that is your solution area. That happens in this little area here. So not here. Not here because that was just blue. Not here because that's just red. And then nothing on the blue line would be a solution. So all of these points that are on the blue line would not be solutions, but if it's on the red line, it is a solution since that is or equal to. But this whole thing, that is our solution area. And of course, my graph keeps going this way, and my blue line keeps going this way, so everything that continues on here would be a solution. Okay. Here's another one. They're already in y equals mx plus b. So y is greater than or equal to x plus 5. Greater than or equal to, solid line, shade above. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slope is 1, up 1 over 1. solid line. And greater than or equal to, I would shade above here. The next one, y is less than, just less than, so dashed line. Shade below. Since it's dashed, we're going to have an open circle at -4. And my slope is also up 1 over 1, so open circles for all of those. Okay, and then a dashed line in between. Okay, for the blue line shaded above, so technically all of this area would be shaded. For the red line, shaded below, so all of this would be shaded, and they would never intersect. This blue area and the red area never intersect. So there's no solution here. So even inequalities can have no solution. If the areas do not intersect, there are no solutions. Okay? This one is a word problem. So Chelsea has final exams in these 3 subjects: calculus, physics, and history. She has up to 15 hours to study for the exams. She plans to study history for 5 hours. She needs to spend at least 4 hours studying calculus, but over 8 is too much. She hopes to spend between 2 and 5 hours on physics. Write and graph a system of inequalities to represent the situation. Okay, so based on this information, we know that she has final exams in these 3 classes, and she has up to 15 hours to study. So up to 15 hours means that she can study less than 15 hours, but not more. She can study less than or equal to 15. So less than or equal to 15 hours. Okay, so something has to be less than or equal to 15. What is less than or equal to 15? Well, the number of hours that she studies for all of these classes. So I'm going to say that C is going to represent the number of calculus hours studied. P will equal the number of physics hours. And H will equal the number of history hours. Okay? So if she has 15 hours to spend between these, then the number of hours that she spends on calculus plus the number of hours that she spends on physics plus the number of hours that she spends on history have to be less than or equal to 15. So that takes care of, she has 15 hours of study time for those three tests. She plans to study history for 5 hours. Well, that's not an unknown anymore. If she is going to study history for 5 hours, then that means H is equal to 5. So H is actually equal to 5. It's not an unknown. This is 5 hours. I'm going to replace this H with 5. So C plus P plus 5 is less than or equal to 15. And that means C plus P would be less than or equal to 10. Okay? So we really only have two variables, C and P. The number of calculus hours that she studies and the number of physics hours that she studies. She needs to spend at least 4 hours, so more more is welcome here. At least 4, so greater than or equal to 4, but over 8 is too much. So for calculus, at least 4, so 4, but also less than or equal to 8. So here's my first equation, here's the second one. And then she hopes to spend between 2 and 5 hours on physics. So physics is going to be between 2 and 5. So there's my third equation here. Write and graph a system of inequalities to represent. So there are my 3 inequalities. C plus P is less than or equal to 10. 4 is less than or equal to C, and C is less than or equal to 8. And then my last one, 2 is less than or equal to P, and P is less than or equal to 5. So for my graph, one of my axes has to be the number of calculus hours, and then this will be the number of physics hours. Okay, so the first one, C plus P is less than or equal to 10. If Chelsea spent all of her time studying calculus, she has a total of 10 hours. Because history, she's already going to spend 5, so that reduces everything to just 10. Between these two, 10. So if she spent all 10 hours studying calculus, that means she would have 0 hours left for physics. If she spent 9 hours on calculus, then she could spend 1 hour in physics. And then we're just going to keep on continuing this trend. Or she could spend 10 hours in physics and 0 hours in calculus. But this would be the line for that first equation. Okay. Next, calculus is between 4 and 8. So my calculus is right here. She could spend between 4 and 8. So anything in between this area. Physics is between 2 and 5. So 2 and 5. Here's 2. And here's 5. Okay. So we need to shade in the area that is less than or equal to 10. So under the orange, in between the blue, and in between the red. And that would be this area right here. This little trapezoid. So anything within this is fine. She could do 4 hours in calculus and then 2 hours in physics. Anything within this area.